John Eichelsheim for Boating New Zealand magazine. Today we're taking a look at Beneteau's new Swift Trawler 35. So here's a convenience feature that people really like, the ability to step aboard off the dock through the gate here and up onto the side deck. Nice wide side decks in this vessel, all protected from the elements. You can stay dry all the way down to the cockpit or up to the bow. Nice big sliding door for the helmsman. Again, it makes it super easy when you're coming alongside and you know, coming into the dock. Just step right out, step straight out onto the deck, onto the pier. This helm station, it's reasonably basic. There is not a whole lot of stuff here, but it's everything that you're going to need. Raymarine electronics. This is a single screw vessel, so we have the throttle electronic controls here. But what they have done with this particular boat is fitted both bow and stern thrusters. Makes it extremely controllable when you're coming into dock. We've just shown how easy that is to do. It's actually a piece of cake. You could have ordered this boat with twin screws if you like, but this is the single screw option, and in some ways that's simpler. But certainly in terms of servicing, a single engine is going to be that much cheaper over the life of the vessel. Great big wheel, leather bound, feels quite nautical, quite good to swing on. A dual helm seat, that's adjustable fore and aft, quite comfortable. You've got a step here for your feet, or the whole thing folds down and you've got a little platform that raises you up if you want a bit more visibility looking ahead. Seated, it's pretty good. Standing, it's fine at the moment. When the boat's underway, it does lift the bow a little bit, so that could be quite handy to be standing on that platform. Of course, when you're underway, especially on a lovely day like today, the place to drive the boat from is the Flybridge, and I think that's where people will, you know, as a matter of choice, drive from whenever the conditions are suitable. Now, this is a really nice, bright, open space, and one of the changes that Beneteau have made with this model is they've really increased the size of the windows, which is letting in a lot of light, and it does really feel quite airy and nice in here. The white ceilings help. This is just a simple moulded fiberglass surface, but again, that'll be very easy to maintain, to keep clean. The same with the floors, quite simple laminate floors. That's something that you're going to be able to keep in a good way, you know, going forward with the boat. You've only got a couple of trim choices or colour choices with this particular model. This is probably the most popular of the choices that people make. Again, I think it looks quite stylish, quite simple, but you know, that sometimes makes a boat that much easier to live with. I quite like the fact that all of the corners are rounded. That's sort of quite yacht-like, really. So you're not going to bump your hips or bump your elbows like you might do with a sharp corner. So right through this boat, everything is rounded off. That's quite a nice touch. So, you know, not a huge amount of space in the saloon, but the layout actually works quite well. The table can be shifted in or out. You can use it in the cockpit as well. In fact, it sits quite nicely in between the cockpit and the swim step, should you want to really spread out outside. A few folding chairs around it, and you've got a good place to entertain or to enjoy the sunshine. So this boat is fitted with 335 amp solar panels on the sunroof, and that allows them to run things like fridges and freezers when the boat's sitting on the mooring. They just leave them on all the time, and the solar power takes care of that just fine. In fact, most of the time there's more power going in than the boat is using, so that's a nice for peace of mind. So tucked in under here, under the bench here, is a fridge freezer. Again, this boat, all of the appliances are 230 volt, working off the inverter. So this isn't a huge boat, it's 35, well, it's called a 35, it's really nearly 37 feet long, which means it's going to fit into a 12 metre berth just fine. Nonetheless, you've got you know, a reasonable sized galley here, double sink, quite nice for a boat of this size, a good sized sink in there. You've got a 2-burner gas cooktop and a gas oven and grill under the bench. A reasonable amount of storage here and there. Yeah, everything you'd expect really for a boat of this size. So the settee in the saloon, it converts to a full-size double berth. Good mattress on here, and it folds right away, like a bed settee, but actually a really comfortable one by the looks of it. The master cabin in the bows is really bright and bold. They've used bold colours. I think it works really well. I like the fact that you've got natural light coming in from above. You've also got quite large side windows with opening ports in them. A couple of hanging lockers, lots of storage under the bunk, and this boat is really well endowed with storage anyway. We've got it under the floors as well. So it's a 2-cabin layout, this boat, and this is the guest cabin or the bunk room. For this particular owner, this will be where their grandchildren sleep. All of the cabins in fact have opening ports in them, which is nice. On a warm summer's night you can get a bit of fresh air in here. Yeah, a reasonable sized bathroom for again for a boat of this size. You've got a good sized vanity there, mirror of course, a little bit of natural light coming in through the ports, and a combination toilet and shower. They're in the same cabinet. So pretty good access to the engine here. The hatch obviously is in the saloon, but we've got a 425 horsepower Cummins down here under the floor. Plenty of room around it. Should be pretty easy to service. Quite a clever 3-way transom door arrangement. I quite like the little dicky seats on the front of the transom as well. You can fold them down, and that's another place to sit in the cockpit. We've got 2 sets of bait boards on this boat, on these U brackets. That's something that was fitted here by 36 Degrees, who've sold the boat. A nice New Zealand touch. This is where the barbecue goes as well when they're entertaining out on the rear deck. This is also set up to store your tender or your dinghy. Gets it up out of the water when you're cruising. Well, up on the Flybridge, this is definitely the place to be on a day like today. Nicely protected from the sun. We've got this this canopy that just totally, keeps you in the shade. Wraparound seating, nice little table up here as well, and a fully equipped helm station. And of course, when you're underway, you've got really good visibility forward here, right around the boat in fact, but as I think I mentioned earlier, it does raise the bow a little bit. The trim tabs control it nicely, but from up here you can see, as far as you need to see. So overall, I think this boat offers a level of simplicity and practicality that many people will find quite appealing, just as this couple really enjoys that aspect of the boat. So short-handed sailing, it fits within a 12-metre berth, single engine, but still easily controlled because of the bow and stern thrusters, so there are no dramas come docking time. Really good layout, practical, and it will sleep up to 6. So there's a lot of things going for a boat of this size, of this type. And this trawler model is something that has proved extremely popular for Beneteau overseas, and I imagine it'll do equally well here. John Eichelsheim from Boating New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe to our channel.